Hey guys, I have some exciting news. Endor is back and it is going to be bigger and better than ever. My brother right now is pushing this onto a much larger table, which we are going to be replacing with this smaller table. We're also going to make Endor fully modular and completely redo basically the entire mock, add a giant landing thing that you see in Endor. This mock series is coming back strong. Cannot wait to get started on it. So let's get into Endor week number 1. Alright, so after me and my brother Joseph spent a long time kind of repositioning the basement the way we wanted it, we actually moved that one table we built it on over here with all the computer setups now. That is over there. That actually saves us a lot of space and gives us this 5 foot by 3.5 table here. Definitely a lot more room, a lot more centralized. We're able to get around 360, which we were not able to do fully on the other mock. So this is definitely like Endor 2.0, guys. So what is changing? All that is really changing, guys, is that we are adding an entire another green base plate to this side here. We are also filling this all in with greenery. Last time we kind of ran out of dark green and regular green parts, so we had to kind of substitute that with nougat and tan parts. All of those are going to be ripped apart. And of course, guys, all of this terrain is going to have to come off because we are completely repositioning everything. And of course, the biggest change to the kind of layout is that we are actually physically building the tall landing pad that you see in episode 6, Return of the Jedi. We are going to build that to be able to fit not only the AT-AT walker on the side of it, but the shuttle on top of it. It's going to look exactly like the movie. We're going to really take our time. We wanted to do that originally. We kind of just didn't. But that is the major change to this mock. We're also going to be cutting off this kind of weird half base plate thing that I did here. I am not sure why I did that back when we built this back in, I believe, July and August of last year. But we are definitely going to fix up some of that awkward design work that I had to do here just because of the parts that we had. So that is the general overview, guys. Now, me and my brother already took off a lot of the minifigures. You guys can tell they were kind of put over here. We're now going to basically tear up the entire terrain work here, and I'll kind of check back in with you guys once we finish that. Alright guys, so it has actually been a few days since I filmed the intro part of episode number 1 of this Endor series. And as you guys can tell, a lot has changed. Number 1, you guys can tell we have started the construction of the landing pad area. I will get to that later on in this video. I have also completely cleared the entire kind of terrain that was built before, and I also started the front section, which I'll get to in a second here as well. But the rest of it right now is a little bit messy. I apologize. A lot of the parts are still being ripped off, and we're still in the process of designing the rest of that landing pad area and, of course, the base section. So we have a lot to get into this episode 1. Like I said, I'm going to show you guys the progress we got so far. Let's get right into it. So starting off right away here, guys, we've completely redesigned the front entrance to the base. We've actually completely lowered it. If you guys remember from the old mock, the base was actually raised almost an entire, I believe, 8 to 9 studs because of that big rock piece here we were using. We're all going to be building another section here in previous, or I should say future update videos. So now that that is ground level, the entire base has to completely change with the schematic design and stuff like that. But we actually decided to 100% make this accurate to how the movie is by building that courtyard. This courtyard is going to have a majority of those minifigures, of course, fighting the Ewoks and getting ambushed by them. We also want to have the scene with the AT-ST with Chewbacca kind of standing on top of it like he's just took it over, and they're waving at Han down there by the entrance of the base. There's still quite a bit of work to do, but this time I'm really taking my time with the terrain here. I'm really making this look like Endor. I'm really kind of fleshing in the terrain detail with the kind of brown dirt and stuff like that. I'm really making it look natural. That is my goal. Last time it looked very unnatural and didn't look like it was part of a forest. It just kind of looked like a hodgepodge of parts. That will be completely different this time. I've worked a lot on this kind of front section here, and I'm pretty proud of how this looks. Of course, it is just a small section of this base, but it's definitely a really good step. So now that we get that front section over with here, guys, let's jump into the landing pad. This was definitely something that we wanted to do originally, but we just really honestly did not have the parts or the time to build this the right way. But this time, my brother has 100% designed this the right way. So, yes, it is very tall. If you guys cannot tell, that shuttle is an extremely large Lego set, and there are all the trees in the background there. These pillars are actually 6 studs wide on all sides. You guys can tell they're completely covered in gray plate. Brother Joseph really wanted to give it that bulky look and also have the amount of Technic support it needed to not only support the shuttle on top of it and a bunch of minifigures, but also be able to have the AT-AT, which is down there right now, be able to nicely dock to any of these sides that we want. And of course, all of the hallway scenes are going to be underneath this area. So like I said, spinning this around, guys, we still have to work on this top section. My brother just got parts that can be angled up here to kind of flush out that and make it look really great. And of course, this back section is pretty much identical to the other one. Of course, right now it's a little plain. Of course, we're going to add more tiles and details to it. We're also going to fill in all of this kind of filler brick here that has different colors on them. It's just for Technic support, because this whole structure is supported by Technic inside and out, which is really strong. So it's very, very sturdy. It's going to be able to hold that shuttle with ease. Now, this top part is a work in progress for sure. We are still designing that entire hallway scene between Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker. That is definitely something we really want to recreate very accurately to the movie. We're still working hard on trying to design that section. And these side areas have not had much work yet. We're mostly trying to figure out the Technic structure of the actual platform, which I'll get to in 1 second. Both these sides are pretty much identical right now. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of work done on this on episode 2 and 3, so stay tuned for those on my YouTube channel. So now that I gave you guys the run through of the actual support system and underneath area, now I'm going to show you guys the pad. So my brother has spent a large portion of his time during this designing this Technic frame. Now this is large enough to hold 2 entire base plates, which are going to rest on top of this. Of course, we actually are going to make this tower a little bit taller. We're going to have a lot more details and have a circular structure supporting them on the 2 support pillars down there. They're going to kind of jut out from that. It's going to look extremely accurate to this. We're also going to be using all this Technic stuff, so it's going to be super strong as well, because that's our main goal, because that's to be able to support that bad puppy and be tall enough to kind of make the AT-AT look like it fits naturally into the MOC. So, what did I mean by 2 base plates? Well, instead of using plates and then covering all of that with tile, A, that's super expensive, B, we don't really have the parts to do that, I decided, why not just use 2 base plates and completely cover them in the tile design that we have. So that is exactly what we're going to be doing here. We're going to be building an outline for all of those base plates to just sit inside of that perfectly. That is definitely something that's going to take a lot of time to design properly and all that. And of course, that's not really attached properly there. But it is definitely a absolutely massive Technic frame. Very hard, very complex to design and kind of support it. There's obviously still some work that needs to be done on it to be able to support 2 base plates of weight of tiles and parts and pieces, and of course then the shuttle on top of that. So there's definitely going to be a lot of stress on this Technic structure, but the way that we designed it, we do believe it will work once we get all the other pillars built and stuff like that with the Technic frame inside. Yeah, so this MOC is so much larger and so much more detailed than the original Endor MOC we did. We really wanted to revisit this and make it a lot more accurate. This is definitely going to be an ongoing process for us. Unfortunately, I have to go away on vacation for like 2 or 3 weeks in July here, but I'm going to try to get a lot of this work done before I go off to that, and then of course a few weeks after that before I go off to college. I do plan on bringing some parts of this MOC to college, maybe. We'll see what happens, but this will definitely be the largest MOC on my YouTube channel. It is almost 5 feet long, which is absolutely crazy. Make sure you guys stay tuned for episode 2 and 3 coming out soon on my YouTube channel. I do want to make an upload about twice a week, maybe once a week if things get a little bit chaotic with uploads. Also, guys, make sure you guys check out episode 1 or week 1 of the new Dauntless MOC series on my YouTube channel. It's the Pirates of the Caribbean ship. If you guys have not seen the Black Pearl and the OG Dauntless uploads, please go check them out before you watch the new one. It will be out soon on my YouTube channel. So, guys, that is all I got for you, episode 1. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is a massive undertaking and a massive project, and we're really going to take our time and make this right this time. Hope you guys enjoyed this update video. Of course, if you did, drop a like, and if you're new here, subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one.